Hello everybody! Today I want to show you a real easy way to play Fly Me to the Moon in a convincing lounge piano style. Fly Me to the Moon is a wonderful song, and if you don't play it too fast, it's a fantastic piece to practice some lounge piano music. We start by playing two voices in the left hand. Together with the melody, it will sound like this. Let's start by octavating the melody up and down on the keyboard. This is so fun to practice because you can decide in the moment where you want to play on the keyboard. It gives your playing a feeling of being improvised, which is very much in the style of lounge piano. Now let's play the melody in thirds. We can do the same thing but in sixths. A very interesting thing happens when we alternate between thirds and sixths. The alto voice or the lower voice in the right hand get this very unique voice from the melody. This way we have created a nice counterpoint to the main theme. But don't think it this way when you are playing it. Just think about alternating between the thirds and sixths. We can also make the counterpoint in the soprano voice. Now it's a little difficult to recognize the melody when you play it in the alto voice. It doesn't matter always too much, especially if you're just fooling around and having fun with the piece. But if you want the melody to be easily recognized, we need to play something much simpler in the soprano voice. We can do that by playing just one note in the soprano voice. When we land on a C major 7 in bar 4, see how we can use the soprano voice to grab the minor 7th to get a good dominant to the next bar. Then we can continue the line with the melody in the soprano voice again. We can also make the soprano voice a little more interesting by adding some leading notes. So instead of playing, we could play when we land on a long note or a pause and we don't want the phrase or the melodic line to end, we can do just this. Another way of doing is playing arpeggios. I play the arpeggio over a G6 on the chord of a C major 7. Then we have a G6 chord with a C in the bass. Some people like to call that a C major 7 at 9. It's much easier to think of it as a 6th and a 5th. So that is the 6th chord. You can play a 5th above the bass. This is such a nice chord to know in this style, and it makes everything sound just right. We can then use the arpeggio to continue the next line an octave above. In this octave it sounds great to play the melody in octave, as I just did here. But we can also play the octaves as arpeggio from below. Or we can play them from above. Or we can create some intensity to the line by playing the octaves in the right hand and the left hand in the same rhythm. And we don't have to play the whole line the same way. We can alternate between these 3 different ways of playing the line. Then we create some variation to the lines, which is very much in the style of lounge piano. To get back down an octave, we can roll on a diminished chord. Watch this. One last thing. When we have an extra long note over 2 bars or more and we still don't want the melody or the phrase to end, we can play an arpeggio over the first chord and then play a second arpeggio down on the second chord. Here we have a long note on G, first over C major 7 and then over an A7 in the next bar. Then we can play a G6 over the C major 7 as before, the 6th and the 5th. And then G diminished down on the A7 chord. Then it could sound like this. Make sure you're playing the nearest note on the shift between the 2 chords. It helps the melodic line sound more fluent. So in the first example I played the G on the shift between the 2 chords. But I could also have played the C sharp. I could even start the line by going up instead of down. You see, the possibilities are really endless, and it all depends on what you like to play. Now let's put everything together and listen to how it could sound. Happy practicing, and until next time.